My name is Yuchen Wang. I'm a second-year services consultant here at Celonis. 4 years ago, in university, studied finance and music, and afterwards, I started my career in internal audit at a large fintech company. I liked the consultative aspects of that job. It brought me from Florida to California in the U.S., and I really enjoyed consulting work. Also internal audit and risk and compliance consulting. I had the privilege of starting to get familiar with Celonis. They had training opportunities for their employees to learn about Celonis. That was my first exposure, was doing a certification. I never got the opportunity to actually do any client work after getting that certification, but shortly after, a recruiter from Celonis reached out to me, probably because I added that certification to my LinkedIn, and then interviewed and got the job. I've been really enjoying it since, and it's been a really satisfying mix of both traditional like process improvement consulting or management consulting, light management consulting with the heavy technical aspects, which is what I enjoy as well.
That's quite a cool way to come across Celonis. I guess it does work. I haven't actually met anyone that's got exposed to Celonis that way. The first question is, what does it mean to be a part of the services team to you?
Being part of the services team means being part of the team that does most of the hands-on work, making Celonis a reality for our customers. A lot of the times, our customers have very ambitious value targets, or they have very ambitious goals of what they want to do with Celonis, and Celonis can power that. But a lot of times they don't have the capabilities in-house yet, and that's something we help them with too. Or they don't necessarily want to go with a partner at the time, but whenever we do have a large new customer, usually our services team is engaged to work with them. To me, that means giving them the quote unquote white glove treatment. So making sure that they're treated with the highest level of care, respect, and attention. That means listening to what they need from both a business and technical perspective, understanding what their business goals are and how that translates into tangible assets that we can build or implement in Celonis. And also, making that a reality. So working with them pretty much day after day to get everything in Celonis set up, and then helping them use the tool alongside our value engineers to realize the value that they're looking for.
How does your work create impact and contribute towards Celonis' goals?
Our work in the services department contributes to Celonis' goals by helping our customers achieve success. So we often, or any SaaS company tends to sell a vision, and Celonis is no different. And that vision specifically for Celonis is some value target that we promise the customer that they can achieve. And usually that's based on what they want to see. So depending on the customer, using an electronics manufacturer as an example, they might have supply chain issues right now because of chip shortages. Our goal as a team is to do everything that we can technically in a consultative manner, work with the customer to make that vision a reality in Celonis specifically. So we basically help deliver the value that Celonis promises when we first sell the software.
And obviously you mentioned that you've had quite a lot of professional development here at Celonis, and I'd just like to hear a little bit more. So how have you sort of developed your professional career since joining Celonis?
For me, my professional development has mostly been acquiring more and more skills. Obviously, Celonis is changing pretty much every week in terms of how the tool works. So that's been a constant learning, is keeping up with Celonis.
Which of the Celonis values resonates most with you?
I'd probably pick FISA, or Focus and Improve, Simplify, Act. Mostly speaking to the technical work that we do. Oftentimes our customers have really complicated requests or a problem that they think is very complicated. And sometimes, we are able to really simplify that problem, especially with the help of Celonis as a tool, to provide an easier solution. So in their head, it's this huge unsolvable problem that can't really be solved inherently. But whenever we come around with Celonis, usually that makes it a lot easier of a task to solve those problems. So FISA.
What sort of key skills or key attributes do you think that someone on your team should possess?
The two key skills would be communication So communication both to a technical and non-technical audience, and then your technical skill set. And those two skills are equally important, I think, in services. If you have really great findings, or if you can build a really great tool or application in Celonis, it means nothing if you can't communicate the value or teach someone at the customer or even internally how to use it. And the contrary is true. Even if you can talk really well, speak really well about certain findings or what you plan on finding, if you can't actually build it in Celonis. So neither of them have value without the other. And I think services is definitely a hard requirement to have both.
And the final question is just, what would you say to someone that's thinking about joining Celonis?
Similar to any other consulting company or consulting firm, you still get to work with a wide range of customers. I myself and a lot of other people on my team have worked with customers that span the entire globe in different industries. So if you're coming from consulting, you're still going to get that same experience. You'll still have your travel experience as well. I know consultants that travel frequently for work at Celonis, even though that's probably a big plus. Is I have seen a lot of understanding and accommodation around remote work. I myself work remotely, and I am not the biggest fan of traveling, and I haven't really traveled that much at all for work. And then you usually get to solve these our customers' problems. I mean, you do get to solve our customers' problems. When I was doing traditional consulting, it was usually a manual effort, which you still have to do at Celonis, but oftentimes it felt like you could find the problem, and then you just kind of walked to the customer and said, well, here's your problem. And you might recommend a few things to help fix that problem, but oftentimes they were someone else's responsibility. Like, you need to tell finance to do X, Y, and Z to help, resolve this issue. With Celonis, it does feel like you have both the expertise now as well as the tools. So not only do you find a problem, and oftentimes the customer tells you what it is, you're actually building the solution for the customer. So the opportunity to work with a wide range of customers is definitely a big draw. And then the opportunity to actually build the solution to solve their problems is another, especially for consultants.